There is one thing that creates a profound shift on the twin flame journey. And when you begin to cultivate this within yourself, everything starts to change. What we experience in the presence of our divine counterpart, that sense of homecoming, that state of pure presence and love, is what we can also call coherence. And when you learn how to create this state of being within yourself, independently of what the other person in the connection is doing, this entire journey shifts. Hi, I'm Hanneke. Welcome to this video. Now, let's talk about coherence, because this is where people often get confused. When pure presence is recognized in a human being, the body and the nervous system briefly resonate with something undivided. And that resonance is felt as coherence. And coherence simply means that inner fragmentation pauses and that separation softens and that different parts of you feel aligned. This does not mean that the body understands the divine. It means that the body momentarily resonates with an undistorted signal. And that's why it feels like peace. That's why it feels like home. And that's why it feels simple, even if it's overwhelming. And it's actually pretty interesting that we can see this on a biological level as well. What biophotonic research shows is that living systems organize themselves through coherence. When a system is coherent, communication in the system is very precise and efficient, and when coherence breaks down, fragmentation appears. What's important to understand is that coherence is not just something that you feel the way that your body perceives this connection with the divine. It's also how connection happens between human beings. Now, a coherent field doesn't try to attract or reach outward, or it doesn't seek completion. It simply is, it simply exists. And because it's an undistorted state, it naturally resonates with and magnetizes fields that carry a similar vibration. And that is why sacred connection doesn't come from effort or pursuit, it comes from alignment. This is an important distinction with relationships that are built on transaction, on survival, on complementing each other from the ego level. They are not based on coherence and resonance, whereas deep soul connections are based on coherence. And this is also why the vertical axis is so essential in this journey. Without a living, embodied connection to the divine, beyond the other person of the connection, coherence remains dependent on external mirroring. And when that mirror disappears or destabilizes, the whole system collapses into longing and fear or fixation. And when I say system, I mean, of course, your energy field collapses into longing and fear and fixation, and you really want the other person or the outside reality to fix what you feel inside. And the vertical axis, the connection between you and the divine, is what allows coherence to be sustained independently of relationship. And from there, resonance becomes expression rather than necessity. So we do not build our life onto another person. We build our life onto the relationship that we feel between ourselves and the divine. From there, we create a coherent energy field, and through resonance, we attract what is meant for us or what is aligned with us, and relationships become an expression. So the question naturally arises: if coherence is the condition that allows divine light to be received without distortion, how do we actually support coherence in our lives? And the answer is, it can be complicated, but actually it's simpler than what most people expect, because coherence does not come from doing more. It comes from reducing the noise in your life, in your energy field. And the body already knows how to be coherent. And what disrupts coherence is overstimulation, constant mental activity, emotional overwhelm, living out of alignment with your own rhythm. So the most important practices are just simply regulating practices, things like slowing your breath, doing breathing exercises, spending time in the stillness of nature, or just in stillness, but connecting with nature is very good, because when you spend time in nature, you start to resonate in the same frequency of nature. Also, grounding is important for coherence, and just giving the nervous system enough safety and rest, that is so important. A lot of people, they just don't realize how much anxiety they feel because their nervous system is overstimulated all the time. And it's really important to listen to signals of overwhelm instead of pushing through. And so I said it's actually simple how to create coherence. But of course, to get to a point where you allow yourself to live from this place, that's the whole journey of embodiment. It's actually pretty simple. If we are not coherent, then our divine counterpart will keep activating us until we take the steps to embody who we really are, a spiritual being in a human body. They will just trigger us until we really live life as our most authentic self, from our truth, embodying truth. And this, of course, is a process that takes years. It really does. There's no shortcut. Another important aspect for coherence is honesty. A coherence cannot be sustained when you consistently override your own boundaries, your body, your truth. Even if it's for love or for the connection, you just can't. And when you live in a way that respects your inner signals, then your coherence strengthens naturally. And from coherence, connection follows. And it's not because you attract something through effort, it's because resonance happens when distortion is reduced. And when you get to this place where you feel so calm within yourself and your heart is wide open, then you just know that you will attract what resonates with you, and you feel complete trust that you're on the right place, on the right time, in just being in the moment. If you'd like to go deeper into this material, on Substack, I have created the journey of Living Sophia, which is an embodied path of awakening, and it explores how awareness, truth, and presence take form in the body, in relationships, and in daily life. And it's a journey for those who feel that their awakening wants to be lived and embodied. I offer many resources to integrate all the patterns that have been activated through meeting your twin flame or divine counterpart. And it helps in cultivating this inner coherence that I talk about in this video, and to cultivate nervous system safety, and to really start to embody your divine feminine wisdom, so that you can live your truth in your relationships, in your creations, and in your purpose. So if you're interested in that, you can check out my Living Sophia community. I will put the link up. I'm just so passionate about creating this living field that really supports integration of your experiences, of your activation. I just really love to share everything that helped me on my own journey. If you'd like to share here below the comments how you experienced coherence, what that feels like to you, I'd love to read that. And this is where I will leave you. From my heart, truly, to yours, I'm sending you a lot of love. Bye.